Guys, family, friends, listeners, welcome to another edition of the Cook and the Coach podcast. I'm Baeza. I'm the coach.
I'm Kenny. I'm the cook. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for listening. We got a lot of fun stuff
Thank
to
you
talk
so
about.
much.
I'm excited for you to hear. This will be fun.
Yeah. Before we get rolling, guys, make sure you follow us on Instagram and on Twitter. So Instagram at podcast the Cook and the Coach, and then on
Mm-hmm.
Twitter at the Cook and the C1. You can follow
Yes.
me personally at Baeza Baeza Tensaie on Instagram. Ken, want to give them what you're going on with your
Yeah, I
social?
have a few different things. Right now, I have my personal page, KP Martin2 on Instagram. I have a food page at Haymarket Catering. And then I also do music. Anywhere that music is streaming, you can find my music if you search Kenny Martin Bucket List. So that's all on there too. So yeah, a few different things going on. I might have some more stuff coming out later, but we shall have to see. But that's what I got right now.
Love it.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure that you subscribe to our channels on Spotify, YouTube, Castbox, SoundCloud, the whole deal. You know what it is. Make sure you give a thumbs up and a like to everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's up with the algorithm and everything going on with social media. We've doubled our views on YouTube and Spotify the last 2 weeks. It's been crazy.
Yeah, it's been
Um,
fun.
we even got our first hate message on YouTube, which is great.
Yeah, we got our first
I'll get
hater.
into that later. But
Shout
yeah,
out Lolo on
shout out
YouTube.
Lolo. Shout out Lolo. Um, yeah, things are growing. I mean, we knew that in the beginning this wouldn't be a big thing or anything, but we have had considerable growth over the past month. Would you say, Ken? I mean,
I
it's
would
been
say so. Yeah, it's been fun. We've had randomly some topics have been really interesting to people, which has been super fun. And yeah, I feel like more people are following the pages, which is always cool. Like just so many more people can see what we're doing. So yeah, I definitely agree. It's been
people
fun.
love the episode we did with Paul. People love that one.
Yeah, yeah. I think all those a lot of gamers came through for that one, which is confusing because I don't think either of us know very many gamers, but somehow that happened.
Yeah, somehow it just worked out. But
Yeah.
yeah, we appreciate you guys tuning in and yeah, just keep spreading the word about it. Keep liking it and yeah, all that stuff. It's been good.
Oh yeah.
Also, if you're listening right now, this is not the Taylor Swift review episode. That'll be coming out next week.
Yes.
So we are having some scheduling conflicts with our guests, but we are planning on recording sometime early next week, and we'll get the episode out to you as soon as possible. Also, me and Ken just want to spend more time with the album and give us due diligence before we give a full in-depth review of it. So, yeah, that'll be coming out next week for you guys. So, yeah.
Should be good.
But should we just get rolling to our segments, then just talk about all the topics going on today, Ken?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah, for sure. So for me, another short and sweet little food segment. The whole thing I've been saying pretty much since we started, a big focus of mine this year is seasonality for cooking. Right now we're going into tomato season, which is fantastic. I love tomato season. It's one of my all-time favorite things. And so yeah, people do tomato recipes, do fresh tomato recipes. If you grow tomatoes, this is a perfect time. I live with my fam right now, and we have a ridiculous number of tomato plants. So that's been super fun. There is a recipe on Bon Appetit from Union Monk Kitchen, which is where I work on the weekends. It's called the sweet and spicy cucumber salad. I just tried it for the first time a couple days ago, and it's fucking fire. It's so good. It's basically, from what I've been told, it's essentially like a papaya salad, but removing a couple of the ingredients. Anyone who knows papaya salad, it's a really awesome dish. But yeah, it's super light, and basically we just have these really awesome cucumbers and then these really fresh tomatoes. It's super light. It's, I think, relatively healthy, and yeah, I would recommend checking out. It's a really good recipe to get you started. But yeah, man, tomato season is one of my favorite things. It's like going to the farmer's market and just buying a plastic thing of tomatoes or like a cardboard thing of it is one of my greatest joys. I freaking love it. So yeah, that's what I got.
So we're in a weird time right now. As a country, as a world, we're in a weird time. And for my coaching segment, I want to talk about being prepared. Preparedness. Planting the seeds, preparing your crops, if you will. Also, before I keep on going, I am 3 glasses of wine in. doing this podcast.
Are you really?
And I never drink wine, so this might get interesting. But
why are you thinking? What?
I was at a thing.
Nice. That's fun.
And usually wine brings me down, but somehow I have more energy, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh, there
But
you go.
I digress. So, so this past week, pretty much all of D3, including the MIAC, which is Minnesota where we're at, they basically postponed all sports to the spring. I mean, at least all fall sports. All fall sports are going to be done in spring now. There's going to be no fall sports done in Division 3 in Minnesota. Then yesterday they said the same thing for Division 2 in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not looking good for high school. Now, later this week, the governor's going to announce, by the time you hear this, the governor will announce what we're going to do for school in the fall. And then on August 4th, there's going to be an official ruling on what's going to happen in sports for high schoolers in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So it's really up in the air. It's 50-50, right? Will we have a season? Will we not have a season? Who knows? We don't know. But what we can't afford to do right now as a coach and as a team, we can't afford to not prepare for the future, right? We can't just lay down and just not do anything, and then all of a sudden we have a season and they're not prepared for it. Right. We have to plan and train as if the season is happening on schedule, and if any hiccups come along the way, we can adjust to that. We have to prepare as if it's going to happen, right? I just want to encourage everyone out there who's listening, if you're someone who runs marathons or 5Ks, or if you're someone who likes to lift weights and want to do a bodybuilding show or a powerlifting meet, or whatever it is that you do. Yes, COVID's shutting down. I understand that, but I think it's very, very important right now to train and to stay disciplined in this time, because now's not the time to be lazy and just say, oh, nothing's happening, whatever. I think there was a point where that was somewhat acceptable in March, maybe April even. But I think now you have to kind of move on with life as much as we can, because life will be back to normal, whether it's next month or a year from now. Life will be back to normal. Mm-hmm. And you can't take time off. You know what I mean? You have to keep improving yourself no matter what. Even for myself, personally, I want football to happen. I desperately want football season to happen this year, because I think we can go a long, long way with our team. But it might not happen. So if it doesn't happen, guess what? I'm going to do a bodybuilding show. You heard it here first. I will be competing at the Alpha Elite Bodybuilding Show in October if football does not come through.
That's huge.
No, I don't want that. I don't want that to be the case. I want to be there with my teammates, my athletes and my fellow coaches. But there's a serious possibility that this might not happen. So I am training hard. I started a new power building block this week. I'm 2 days in, 16-week program. And I'm preparing my body and myself mentally to do both a bodybuilding show, if need be, in the fall, and then also do a powerlifting meet at the end of the year / beginning of 2021. That's what I'm building towards. I'm working towards right now.
That's so exciting.
Will it happen? I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I literally have no idea. But I'm preparing myself both mentally and physically for that to happen, if need be.
Right.
So what I want to say to everyone out there is, if you're disappointed in, things being canceled, whether it's 5Ks or bodybuilding shows, wherever it is that you're doing, don't keep your head up. Keep training. Keep trying to find ways to get better and improve yourself, because you'll be thankful you kept on going when everything's back to normal. You'll be thankful for that. So that's my advice for this week for the coaching.
That's huge. That's really huge. Where did you say? Sorry, I might have missed it, but where did you say the bodybuilding competition is going to be at?
Houston, Texas.
Okay, gotcha. Is that the one? I know you've considered participating in one, but
yeah, I considered doing that one last year, but I mean, it just didn't work out
for sure.
But But yeah, if it just turns out that there's no fall sports whatsoever this fall, and I have an extra 3 to 4 hours in my day
Yeah.
every day,
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it. Let's
Yeah.
just go. Let's go.
Hell yeah, man. That's
Why
huge.
not? Hell, why not? Why not? So
Dude, that's so
yeah,
exciting. Well,
yeah.
for y'all's sake, I really hope that it doesn't get canceled, but I don't know. Do
We'll
you think
see, man.
it's
August 4th. That's when we
yeah,
find out about fall sports.
man,
We'll
I feel like
see.
they keep on pushing that out. Weren't you saying in the last pod that it was going to be like end of July when they were going to say or something?
The
Or
27th, but
yeah.
now they moved it back.
Man, yeah. That's been like the story of so many things right now. Just like, oh, we'll decide later. Well, we have we have to look at some new data.
Yeah, don't
Unsure.
do what the government bodies are doing. Don't say, "Oh, push it back." Don't do that. No,
Yeah.
you find a way. Even if you have limited capacity, limited resources, you right now find a way to keep grinding, keep working, because it'll pay off eventually. Just find a way to keep doing you.
So, Baze, I actually have one fitness question for you. I saw related to this. I saw, and I'm going to pull up the post, but you used a term that I didn't know what it meant, and I felt like I should in your lift from today. You're saying we're back, just started a brand new BFS 16 cycle, and I was curious, what is a BFS 16 cycle? Like, can you explain that to a layman?
Yeah, I realized that after I posted it, that might sound like I'm doing steroids. No, for the record, I am not doing steroids. If you saw how I lifted, you would realize, oh, this guy there's no way this guy's on steroids. But so BFS is basically a company that has their own training methodology called Bigger, Faster, Stronger, hence BFS. Basically, it's just a training methodology.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to explain it in layman's terms, but more or less, it's just a certain way of training that's been proven to work.
Interesting.
It is a little bit outdated for athletes in general, like as far as like speed development and stuff like that. But can it make you stronger and bigger? Yes, that's definitely what this does. This program does.
Gotcha.
It's been proven by science over the last couple of decades. So yeah,
that's cool. Nice.
Yeah.
And
so I feel like I've mentioned before. Cal Dietz from University of Minnesota. He's like the king of strength and conditioning. He wrote the book on triphasic training. Triphasic is basically what everyone does now in the sports training world and sports performance world. They basically adopt his method and just kind of make their own version of it. So Concordia Academy, where I'm one of the main strength coaches and coaches there, we've been doing a hybrid of both BFS, which is kind of more from the 90s, early 2000s, and then Cal Dietz Triphasic, which has been mid-2000s to about now. We kind of take them both methodologies to kind of combine them in a way to make our own unique training system. So
that's dope.
So I'm not doing triphasic just because I'm not a real athlete anymore. I don't need to work on bar speed or fast twitch hypertrophy or anything like that. That's not necessary for what I'm doing. However, I'm interested in both powerlifting and bodybuilding. And while there are a lot of people who are doing these power building type workouts and training blocks, and it makes sense and what they're doing is good, I found for me that just because I have such a large knowledge and I'm more comfortable with the BFS system, and the BFS system indirectly, but also directly feeds into that, I'm just going with this new BFS cycle. Nice. And I might go into more detail about that in future posts, just to clarify, because I know a lot of people may not know what that means or what that is. But
yeah, how fun was it to read our haters' comment? That was just like a fun time.
Oh, dude. Okay. What's his name again? I don't know if I have.
I couldn't tell who they were, but it was like low something.
You sent it to me.
Yeah, I think I sent a screenshot of it.
So it
just made me laugh.
Yeah. Lolo 82TR.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
yeah. So he commented on our last video. This is our first hate message, guys. So we're gonna send this. We're gonna send this out to the listeners. But He says, "Am I seriously the number one person to watch this? Really? It came out like 14 hours ago!" Exclamation point.
Yeah.
Anyway, get to the point, guys.
Yeah.
You're talking in circles.
Mm.
Baby Christians, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Talk about the whole rally and everything. He talked about how he was crying about his parents about aborting him.
Yeah.
Him saying they supposedly talking about aborting North. Also talking shit about Harriet Tubman.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. I know. Talk about that instead of foreheads. Dude, I love it. It's
talk about that instead of talking about foreheads.
That honestly made my entire weekend. I felt so much joy reading that. That made me so happy. That was great.
I loved it. It made me so.
That was great
because they listened. I just was trying to imagine, like, first off, neither of us.
That's the thing.
Who Lolo is.
You know, he listened to the entire thing. At
least for a while, and they really paid attention.
Yeah.
And they were probably so angry. Oh, it was great. I love.
Even though they have the option of not listening to it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I honestly loved it. It was that made my entire weekend. I was so happy when I saw that. That was great.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I think we have our first hater, and we're just dying laughing about it. Oh, Lolo.
It's beautiful.
Thank you, Lolo. But actually, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Lolo. We appreciate it. We appreciate your input.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Do we want to talk UFOs?
We could talk UFOs.
The Pentagon just released files.
Now I've only seen what Kanye and what Rogan posted. I didn't actually see what the official thing from the government was. What did the government say about UFOs?
Oh, I literally saw a couple posts about it and just ran with it and was just so excited. I am not the guy to come to for the deets, but I have a tab open right now and I'm skimming.
They literally said that they're real, right? They're like, yeah, they're real.
That's
pretty much what they said.
I think someone in I believe it was a Pentagon hearing said that there were UFOs that were not made on this earth. That's what someone in the hearing said. Now, I don't know if they have proof about that, but even just that sentence alone, and then I think it was reported on or published by the New York Times. And so I was just I can't. I just want it to be true so bad.
We knew they were real.
I mean, the chances. I was a friend of the podcast, John Dwyer. So we both posted that clipping or whatever of the article.
Yeah.
And John messaged me, and he's like, "Hey, so apparently some of that." There, I'll pull it up. He said,
"Wait, what did John say?"
He's like, "The reporting of this story is very sloppy." And he was saying that we didn't go too much into it, but I think he sent me some screenshots actually. But I don't know. Apparently, there might be some issues with some of the Pentagon stuff or something. I'm not sure, but I just want to believe. That's all. That's just my stance. I feel like there's no way there's not aliens out in the universe. It gets trickier when you start to wonder if they've been here before, and then it gets even trickier to say that we can prove or we know that they were here before. But I really want to believe that that last option is what happened. I think it'd be so cool.
I think you want to think about this. This is two things. This is one distraction to make us forget about the pedophile ring and Ghislaine Maxwell.
That's a fair point.
This is one of the distraction techniques. Two. Well, okay, hold on. Before I get to number 2, Ken.
Yeah.
Do I have sausage fingers?
What? Do you have sausage fingers? Put them up to the lens.
Eva said that I have sausage fingers.
Put them up closer to the lens. I don't think you don't have sausage fingers. I think well no, when you do it like that. No. I mean, they're a little short. You don't have particularly long fingers.
I mean, a little. They're not long. They're a little short, but I wouldn't say they're sausages.
I mean, I have like fairly long fingers. Mine are slender.
She said I had
long
sausage fingers like a couple weeks ago, and it's been driving me nuts for the past like 2 weeks. Like absolutely fucking insane.
Why is it driving you insane? Do you not want it to be true?
I don't know. I don't know.
Dude, a family member can say something
Like-
like that. Someone that knows you really well could say something like that, and it'll just throw you off for weeks. Off too. It can happen.
I was on a date with this girl, like last weekend, and I was holding her hand while walking. I was like, are my hands like too stubby? Are my hands like suffocating her hands? My sausage? Like I was just thinking about that the entire time. Literally the entire time.
That's fun. I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe let's lean into it. What's the worst that could happen if you have sausage fingers? What's the downside?
I'm not saying there's a downside or upside. I never thought my fingers about that before, and like it's been driving me fucking insane. Like thinking about my fingers and this dexterity of them.
Dang, dude.
Anyways.
No,
well,
going off that, just real quick, I have my hands change colors with the seasons. They look relatively normal right now, but they'll get purple.
What?
In the winter, they get purple. In the spring, they're pretty pale. Summer, it's up in the air, but then in the fall, like it goes from like orange to pink to like starts to get purpley, gets red, can get really pale. It's just. I don't know if it's bad circulation or what, but I will say I think about it a lot.
You are the most lankiest person under 6 foot ever seen in my entire life.
Really? I think it's probably just my arms, right?
Your limbs do not match your body whatsoever.
Yeah, I think my arms don't. I feel like my feet.
Your arms and your.
Yeah, I don't know about my legs.
Pretty big flippers for your height.
Oh yeah. My feet are really big, and my arms are really long. And
your arms and your hands do not match your body. Like the length doesn't make sense of your both hands and your arms.
I think that's part of the reason that
it doesn't make sense when you see you.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not proportional.
I think that's what makes you look extra nerdy is like not like if you were like normally proportioned, you wouldn't look nearly as nerdy. But I think because like you're so awkward with your body in that way,
basically
I think it makes you look more nerdy.
You're lashing out. I didn't say you had sausage fingers.
This is friends being honest. This is what this is.
Oh, thank you.
Am I wrong?
I don't. I haven't thought about it a lot, but now it's going to drive me crazy.
I think I'm right here. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. No, I definitely have long limbs for sure. At very least the arms. I don't think my legs are long, but my
I don't think it's your legs. I think it's your feet.
My feet are.
It's your feet.
And I can't stress this enough. They're enormous.
Oversized almost, if you will.
Oversized. It hurts to put on a shoe.
You might pass up. You get excited.
I just. You see my arms just flying everywhere.
Like one of those like inflatable things in front of a car dealership.
Oh yeah. Times are getting tough out there. I might have to. That's if there's a job opening. I saw a job opening for cheese specialist apprentice, and I was like, "This is where my life's at. Maybe I should apply."
That's Kari's dream. That's what Kari should apply. Cheese specialist.
Oh,
second job. Job.
That's true.
But yeah, I think because it's not even that you're a super like lank or anything. It's just that for how lanky you are and also being like under 5'11".
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what makes it look so different and awkward.
I think you're right. I think we've cracked it. What were you saying though? How did we get on this? You were saying point number two.
Point number two. I was pointing my fingers. That's why. Point number two. I think aliens are the last act, bro.
You think aliens are the last act? Oh,
2020. I think everything builds up to the aliens.
Yeah, maybe.
We're gonna get more crazy shit in August. Some more crazy shit in September, October. Yeah. Then we got an election in November. That's gonna be a shit show.
Yeah.
And then final act, the closing act, December. Aliens, baby.
Cliffhanger.
They're coming.
I like it. I'm all for it. I don't care if we all die from it.
If you're they, if you're they, that's what you close with, right? You close with aliens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think they're like it's like the middle of the season where they like tease stuff that's gonna happen at the end of the season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you tease things like a third of the way or like halfway through the season of like what's gonna happen at the end.
Yeah.
And then you bring it to fruition and like the finale is what you bring the closer. That's
For
the
sure.
aliens. We're
Either
getting
that,
a tease right now with the Pentagon thing, and then I make that the closer for 2020.
yeah. What if Trump is having difficulty getting reelected, and then he announces the aliens, shows all this proof, and then is like, you know what, I need to stay in office. This is a really tumultuous time. This isn't a good time to switch power. And then we just are stuck with it. That'd be a twist for sure. That's some House of Cards episode 8 of 10 type shit.
Some House of Cards, Game of Thrones shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. Yeah, I'm all for that. When I saw that post, it really felt like it was like the Avengers, like confirming that Thor was real or something. That's how that felt.
Yeah.
Like Agent Olsen or whatever. I could just see him like seeing that after knowing for years or something. Or like Nick Fury. Is it Nick Olsen? I forget. But yeah, sorry, what were you saying?
It's Nick Fury. Yeah. No. I think you're right, man. It was like we knew, but like just to see like the government say like, okay, you guys might be right. It's like super exciting, but it's also like, well, duh. You know what I mean? It's like both for me.
Yeah. We should consider having the word alien or UFO or something in the title of this episode, because I would love to get just conspiracy theorists just pouring over our content.
Hopefully get Alex Jones on. Maybe Alex Jones hears this and he wants to talk about the aliens with us.
Oh yeah, I would never pass that up.
I feel like if you're a podcaster and you have an opportunity to have Alex Jones, you have to have him on.
I mean,
even if you disagree with everything he says, you have to have him on.
I don't know if I could handle him. I feel like he would be just all over the place. He goes for so long.
That's kind of that's what you want, though, right? That's what you want from Alex Jones.
Is he still? I really don't follow the guy, but doesn't he do like a multiple-hour podcast or show like really consistently? Like I feel like
every day he has like a 5-hour show.
That's wild. I think the only thing is, and I'm really not into this type of stuff too often, besides just hoping that it's true, but the only thing that's kind of interesting is that a big publication like the New York Times, who would really need to have, like, this wouldn't be a good time to have a credibility issue, you know, just in the country and in the world in general. So it's just really interesting that they would let it like have some story kind of like that. But, you know, I don't know. It's interesting.
Or maybe this is a time to be the least credible. With so much information being thrown around every second, you can get with being like not credible right now. You can get away with it.
That's fair. Yeah, I should really actually read the article. I think I literally just read the headline and then just ran. I just sprinted away, just like oh.
You know, we should maybe get John on the podcast and talk about all this stuff going on.
That'd be fun.
I feel like you have really good insight into 2020 into everything happening. See,
I'm done.
Because he was talking about Corona back in January. Remember that?
He was.
He was posting stories about Corona like in January about coming to the U.S. and he was like ready to go. He knew, like he predicted all this shit.
Yeah, really that's true. Yeah. He's been so careful too. Just from I've seen him post just his work from home stuff, and just he's been, from what I've seen, like super vigilant and careful about all this stuff, which is impressive. Yeah, John, open invitation if you want to come on and talk all the crazy shit that went down 2020, and maybe your predictions for what'll happen. That'd be fun.
I'm gonna hit him up after the episode. I'm gonna DM him. I'm gonna let him know I'll come on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'd be great.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
dude.
All right. Anything you want to finish with aliens?
No, about aliens? Just I hope they're real. That's really all I got. But
I'm telling you, last act, the final act, 2020.
It would be a great cliffhanger.
Them aliens,
dude. If we end on, but here's actually a good thing. If we end on aliens in 2020, there's no way we don't get picked up for another season. Like we'll make it to 2021. You know, we'll want to know how it ends.
New contract, baby. New contract.
Yeah.
New contract renewal. We get an extension.
This is what we need. in order to survive, we need aliens to be real. Otherwise, we might be toast, as they say. Bakers and shit.
I agree. I agree.
Mm.
The days of the world will make something happen like that for sure. If not aliens, at least some super catastrophic event of sorts.
Some shit's going down. That's all I
know.
know.
They'll make it happen.
Yeah. Dude, well, let's jump into what's I guess going to be a recurring segment that we have, which is I don't know, we don't really have a title for it yet, but for anyone who didn't listen last week, or just to refresh your memory. So basically, long story short, I have never read the Harry Potter books. I've never seen the movies. I've heard bits that might be spoilers, but I really don't know what happens in the story, like, at all.
If you haven't seen Harry Potter by now, and you're not looking for spoilers, fuck out of here. All
Dude,
right?
I swear I don't want any.
It's been decades.
Look, I don't deserve spoilers.
Not to you, to the audience.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, to the audience. If you're like, oh, I don't want to hear spoilers, fuck out of here. You had time, all right? Beat it.
Yeah,
anyways,
but don't dare spoil anything. That said, don't spoil a thing for me, because I'm enjoying this for the first time.
Don't spoil it for Ken. But
how dare you try to spoil it? Yeah, so I am working. So basically, my little sister, she has been reading through the books, and then once she's done with the book, then we watch the movie together. We like made a deal.
Wait,
so we'll walk.
Your parents are allowing your sister to read Harry Potter?
Yeah, it's a long time coming. Well, that's a big reason that that I wasn't allowed to watch Harry Potter, is because it had magic and stuff. And
I feel like your parents would be like the ones to not allow their kids to read it.
Yeah, that was on the list of things that there's a long list. Any kid who grew up conservative will probably relate to that. It's like, on my list, it was Harry Potter. Let's see here. Aladdin was one, because it had like magic and stuff, and like scantily clad women. Little Mermaid was one, because it had spirits. Mulan was one, because they had like the dead grandparents like in the tombs or whatever. Obviously R-rated stuff or anything, a lot of like more violent stuff I couldn't watch. There was a show even on PBS I couldn't watch. It was like a Dragon Tales. I couldn't even watch Dragon Tales. I don't remember why that one, but
I find it so ironic, because I feel like your family is like the family that would be super into Disney and everything.
Yeah, well, we were, but only like a highly curated selection of Disney cinema,
which is so ironic. In my
I know. Well, what was on your list? I'm sure you had a list of things you couldn't watch. It's usually not official.
Not Christian.
Wait, could you watch any Disney movies?
One or two.
Dang. Wait, so
it was a very small list.
But you love Pixar, so like, did you watch that in high school or something? Or
I watched them all later.
You caught up.
I watched them all later.
Yeah. I caught up on all the stuff later too. I watched a lot of things. Even recently, I literally saw Mulan 2 years ago, I want to say, for the first time. I know.
Wait, so what made your parents change?
They just they opened up a little bit to the idea. I think that's usually what happens. Like, we're both the oldest of our siblings, and I think parents' rules get a little more lax as time goes on. So
as they have more kids and time goes on.
So we were the guinea pigs in a lot of respects, with that restrictions and such. But so now Nellie's reading through. Literally, my mom's reading the books with her, and they're having a great time. And,
I think it's ironic how Christian parents will be pushing Narnia and stuff, but will be terrified that their kids read.
Yeah. 100%.
The irony is just so great.
Oh, totally, dude. Great. Absolutely. So so for this ongoing segment, we don't have a name for it yet, but something about, basically, we're going to be talking about just initial reactions to these movies. Baez, having watched it long ago, right? You've seen all these movies, and I've
seen all of them multiple times.
Yeah, and I will be watching them through for the first time. So I literally just watched the first Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, maybe a couple weeks ago. Think? Oh, I loved it. It was wonderful. What a magical ride. What an adventure.
What a magical ride.
Oh, friendship, magical powers, a wonderful
Mad hijinks.
backstory, hijinks ensued, a violent game of chess. I played chess when I was little. If only I could imagine.
Wait, that was a chess one?
Yeah. They play a chess game.
That was number 2.
No.
Am I remembering I'm wrong?
Maybe.
I'm remembering you're wrong.
Well, I've only seen the
one. That's number 1?
Yeah. So they play a game. I guess they have to go into this chamber or something. And anyways, they sneak past like a 3-headed dog. And then they're in this chamber. And at some point they come to this huge chessboard, and it's pretty great. And I played chess when I was little. I fucking loved chess. So if I was little, I would have just absolutely loved this movie. And I still do. I was really surprised. I kind of expected. It's just so weird when you watch movies from when you were young, especially for us, because there so many new technologies were being tried out. I'm actually surprised that it looked as good as it did. I think it's held up pretty well, looking back.
You know, I was thinking about this the other day. Some of the old technology worked better.
Some of it,
like Jurassic Park, like the original series.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Oh yeah.
Some of the CGI now is kind of like it works, but it's just a little iffy. But like the what they used in Jurassic Park, the original series, was great.
I am all about using as many real, actual costumes and makeup and real life effects as you can. I think it.
Yeah, I
there's
agree.
Something tangible about it. I think they did that a little bit with the new Star Wars, which I mean, as movies, I don't think were great, but I think in general, it's a great rule of thumb, and I love.
But visually, they were amazing. The new Star Wars, all of them were visually amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And yeah,
so the sound editing and mixing of Star Wars, the last 3 movies were great.
100%.
Even though they were so on like the actual story, but like the quality of the work around it was great.
I totally agree. Yeah, the Star Wars movies. Well, I just really like when they can use like the more real effects. I think there's something about like I think our brain doesn't understand. Or I think your brain can tell. I think there's something that's very nuanced and little, but I think when you watch CGI effects, your brain flips off a switch or something and knows that it's a little bit different.
Right. I agree with that. I mean? Yeah.
Versus if you're seeing something that's moving in the physical world, I think there's something to that, but I don't know what that principle would be or anything. But
I think you're right, Ken. The only thing I would say in opposition to that is that cartoons and like Pixar, even though you know it's fake the whole time, they still evoke the same emotional reactions you do if you're watching something that's like live but not CGI.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Well, I guess, yeah. It's all consistent with that one medium, though, you know?
Yeah, because like what Jordan Peterson said, it's like, in a weird way, you're almost able to capture more with animation than you are with like real life, like footage. Totally. You're able to you're actually to capture like more of the spirituality of like certain scenes. Than you would be able to if you were just filming like a straight up movie.
That's interesting. I forgot that you said that, but that's interesting. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. But yeah, for Harry Potter, I couldn't really tell sometimes if they were using special effects or just some really great costumes. I really liked that. Like that hat that decides where you go, that was CGI, right? I couldn't tell if that was just like a big puppet or if that was CGI. But
I actually don't remember.
Yeah, I'd probably CGI. But
either way, super cool.
Yeah, I feel like they used some cool camera effects and in Lord of the Rings they had some really cool camera tricks that they would do for perspective. So some like Gandalf would seem really tall and the hobbits would seem really short. And I couldn't tell if they were using some similar stuff in there, but it seemed like they might be. I really thought that was fun. But yeah, dude, I thought it was a fucking great movie. I had a great time. I would play, what was it called? Quidditch or whatever. Quidditch was a fucking awesome game. Some of these kids are just assholes. Like the blonde kid with the slicked back hair. He straight up looks like, for all of my pogues out there, all my Outer Banks viewers, the blonde kid looks like the fucking, one of the fucking guys from Outer Banks, one of the rich kids. Watch watch it back and tell me I'm wrong. He looks exactly like the kid. It's uncanny.
Maybe he was.
Maybe he was. I really don't know. I think the age might be too different, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I thought it was.
What do you think of the story?
I think the story was great. I was just kind of immersed in it just from the beginning. I didn't know that it started off so sad. Like Harry Potter has an awful life at the beginning. His like horrible adopted parents or whatever. He lives in a staircase. I didn't know that.
He's been dealt a shitty hand. He's been dealt a shitty hand.
Yeah, he's got a cool scar though. That's pretty sweet. I mean, literally, this kid wakes up.
Yep.
He wakes up and immediately walks to the stove or the oven and starts cooking for them. He has an awful life. But so I felt terrible. His adopted brother was awful. I hated him so much. His parents were super annoying. Yeah. They drove me crazy. I was so angry at them. Like I was into this movie, man. I was into it. Don't think this is just for show. I was into it.
You got 6 more to go.
I know. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
Plus, you have the new series.
I see. Yeah, I'm at least sticking through. Whereas I don't know if the new series. I know nothing about it, but I
like them. They're prequels.
All right.
I like. It's much more dark and like adult, but I like it a lot.
All right. Nice.
Yeah.
So one thing I'm confused about is like how many people in our world know about whatever secret magic world there is. That was a little bit confusing to me. Like how many people were aware. Some of
here's
stuff.
Here's what I'll say. I'll say this. While movies, I'll say this. Some of the questions that you have in the first movie about like the world and how everything works and all that, a lot of those questions will be answered through the series.
Okay, wonderful.
So, I think in a way they almost up the first movie just to tell you the story, and then as they're telling the story, they answer the questions you have about the world and stuff. They do that pretty well.
Okay,
so
nice.
just hang tight. I think a lot of your questions will be answered.
I can't wait. I loved it was so whimsical. One thing my sister pointed out that I really liked was that it shows, I believe, all 4 seasons. Always a fan of that when they show all the seasons in a movie. Something about that just gets me. Love that. I love the scenes with the mail. I think we should switch to that. I think that's awesome.
What?
we should go back to carrier pigeons, I think. Don't you think? Or owls. Let's get more animals involved. A lot of these birds are out of work. It's been hard this year.
The original Amazon Prime.
Yeah, absolutely. And then technology comes and these birds are out of work. And we'll throw them breadcrumbs and we're like, oh.
Who's looking out for the birds?
No one's looking out for the birds. No one cares.
Unbelievable. Not Bezos.
Bezos looks like a bird, but he forgot about his own. He actually hatched, and
that's
then
the episode.
The shell stuck to his head, and he kind of just stayed that way, and he just grew.
Yeah.
He had his feathers plucked, and then he took over the world. I loved this movie. So fun. The friendships were so lovely. I don't know how I feel about, what's his name? The guy who's, I'm pretty sure is Voldemort. What's that professor's name? I'm sure he's Voldemort. But freaking what's his name? That professor, the guy, Harry Potter. That guy.
Snape.
Snape. Thank you. There was that moment when he was casting the spell, or potentially casting some spell during the match, and then at the end of the movie, the other professor with the big head wrapping turban or whatever, he was like, oh no, he was trying to stop me, I was trying to kill you, which is a weird thing to admit to a child, and I just don't know what to believe. I know enough about the story to know that I can't trust him long term, but maybe he's trying to win over his affection and like loyalty so that they team up and take over the world or something. I really don't know. But
again, all your questions in some capacity will be answered.
And people, Lolo don't answer the questions for me in the comments. Don't come to me and say, I can't believe they didn't watch all the movies before they talked about the first one. Because guess what? I am enjoying it now. I love it. It's great. It's just wonderful.
What do you think's gonna happen next?
I have no idea. I think he'll grow in power. I think it'll get a little bit stranger with Snape or whatever, and I don't know. I don't know much. What's the guy who brought him into the really big guy with the huge beard? Who what was his name?
Hagrid.
Hagrid. I love Hagrid. He's wonderful.
He's like 6'8" in real life.
Is he really?
Yeah.
What? Wow. Okay.
When you see him like on TV, it's like, yeah, they had to put him on like special shoes and stuff to make him like 7 foot, but like he wasn't like that far off from like being actually that tall.
Hagrid, my God, that's enormous. Has he been in besides this series? Has he been in other movies? Because I mean, with a build like that, you could be on like Game of Thrones or something, or any sort of fantasy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
Or even like a sci-fi thing. You could be like a really cool alien or something like that. I don't know. Like that's like the guy in Game of Thrones, the super huge guy, not Jason Momoa, but the Mountain or whatever. Yeah. He's just an absolute just monster of a person.
World's Strongest Man 2018, 10 times strongest man Iceland, like 5-time Europe's strongest man.
Oh, dude, it's unbelievable.
6'9", 400 pounds, world record in the deadlift. He deadlifted like 1,100 pounds or 1,200 pounds.
That guy is straight up like a direct line from Vikings. There's no way he was. The guy's huge. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
He was a pro basketball player, and then he has a deadlift world record. I mean,
he was. He was a pro
basketball player
in the NBA or in Spain.
In Europe.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. But still, though, that's very impressive. Was he like a center or something? I would imagine that makes sense. But yeah, man,
now he's one of the strongest men to ever live.
Wow, that's huge. I'm trying to think of what other.
6'9",
I'm sure
400.
Really? God damn. No. I'm trying to think. Well, did you like the first movie? I don't want to do all the talking, but for this part,
no. This is you reacting to it. I'm just trying to see where your head's at with it so far.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was just so much fun. I totally understand why people love it so much. Like I love it when it's like world building and just so all the rules and like the dynamics and stuff are all together. Like it's just great. So I don't know. I'm all in. My sister just finished, I think, the 3rd book, so we're gonna go watch the 2nd movie real soon. So I'm sure we'll talk about this again on the pod soon. Can't wait. But I'm trying to think. I don't know what else I'll forget, but
I will say that if you like the first one, you're really, really gonna love the rest of the series because it only gets better from here. It only gets better.
Wonderful. I'm all for it. It'll be great.
And the quality of the scripts, the quality of the acting and the CGI, all of it only gets better. It only gets better.
Dang, I can't wait. Yeah, I've heard that the movies after the first couple or first few get a lot more intense or actiony or just grand. I think that's what I've heard. So,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, which I'm for that too. That'll be cool.
And I think it's one of the few like long-term series of like movies or TV or whatever. It's one of the few ones where like everyone universally loves the ending. Everyone universally loves the end. Yeah, everyone loved how that ended. So it was a perfect ending.
That's so cool. Yeah, I mean, I remember. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. That was one of the first, premieres that I remember hearing. I mean, that's got to be one of those early ones where it was leading the way for that type of fan base of so many movies coming out. I think Lord of the Rings was around that time too. But I mean, man, Marvel took that blueprint and ran with that. But I mean, Harry Potter's got to be one of those early ones, right?
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways, Harry Potter laid the foundation for things like Marvel and Game of Thrones and like those type of fandoms to like really take place. They kind of laid the foundation for that.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to watch the next one. The whole thing is just so cool. Oh, I loved the I'm forgetting the name of it, but I'm on Wikipedia right now. But wherever they go, they have the version of it built in Florida. The whole little town with the shops and everything. I'm forgetting what that's called.
Yeah.
That looked so cool. I love when buildings are all sideways and turned about and at strange angles.
You'll get to see more.
I love it.
You'll get to see more.
I'm in.
You'll get to see more.
I'm
good.
in.
It's good stuff.
Oh,
it's good stuff.
So fun. So yeah, dude, I have hottest take of the day. Harry Potter, the first one. It's great. You should go see it if you haven't.
Hot take.
It's a hot movie.
Yeah.
Dude, just freaking great. That's all I got, man. I'm hyped up. This woke me up a little bit. My sleep is all over the place lately, but this rejuvenated me. This is nice.
Good, man.
I feel good.
I'm glad.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Do you got anything else, or should we wrap it up?
We'll wrap it up, and then we'll get back to Harry Potter, and we'll do Taylor Swift next week too.
Hell yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. Guys, thank you for listening. Again, social media outlets, you can follow us. Please follow us, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Instagram, @podcast, The Cook and the Coach. Twitter, @The Cook and the C1. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, CastBox, Google Music. Make sure you like and thumbs up everything over there and subscribe to us as well. Share the word with your friends. You can follow me, Baeza, @BAEZATENSEIE on Instagram. Ken at KPMartin2. Is that what it is?
Yep, that's right.
And then where can they find your music?
If you look up Kenny Martin Bucket List on anywhere that you can stream music, you can find it. And I also have a food page on Instagram called @Haymarket Catering. You can check that out as well.
Guys, thank you for listening. We will see you next week.
Goodbye.